Toni Worrel is a very simple and I would say humble guy. Um, I'm a lover of jazz music. I got involved in music since I was 6 years old. My dad was my, uh, how would I say that? He was my example because he was a very good musician too. But my mom was my inspiration. After that, I sang with the church choir for I think about 3 years when I was 11. Then I graduated from music school cum laude when I was about 18. I represented my school at the Caribbean Festival of Arts, which is called Carifesto. I gained a certificate of excellence for composing, performing, and arranging. I then moved to Suriname for 2 years, where I became the lead singer and uh, the, the musical director of the band Black Frost, who then moved to Holland on a contract. There, I got involved in a lot of commercial music. I was into a lot of commercial music, Earth, Wind and Fire, Toto, and these guys. But then, as I moved to England, um, I got to know Anita Baker, and she has been a very inspirational source to my musical knowledge. What jazz, where the jazz is, the freedom, and I in England I got to meet some guys, some very beautiful musicians. Some of them late passed away. Whitney Houston, George Michael. I sang with Maxi Priest in the studio. I had some great experience. But once I got involved in the jazz music, the freedom to be able to express not only just the technical value of music, but your emotional value and the freedom to just um, play and exercise the way to demonstrate what music is about, not just about the money factor, but more or less the musical factor. So I started listening to guys like Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, George Duke, and singers like Bobby McFerrin, Rachel Farrell, Esperanza Spalding. These are very big influences in my life. So I got really involved in music in that sense because jazz music, I think a lot of people pretend to play jazz, but um, it's a freedom that you express not only because of what you know, but being able to play what you don't know on the spot. And I recognized that very early, and I was very thrilled and pulled into that type of music. So I just left the commercial scene well altogether. I still do commercial gigs here and there, concerts and stuff like that. But my interest to be able to the freedom to express the musical uh, not just the theory but the emotional freedom, it yeah, it just blew my mind, and I, my heart was just overwhelmed. Now I'm more of a choir director. I'm a jazz vocalist. I'm also a jazz entrepreneur. I'm also a, a, a vocal coach, and a lot of the young artists on this island of Curacao, I have had the honor and pleasure of training them. Um, too many to mention names, but some of them have gone on to do great and wonderful things. For example, one of my students won the Tumba Festival 3 times already, and I think you know who that is. I don't have to really mention his name, but and I'm really very impressed with what Debbie Boujon is doing, and the young lady Richelle uh, Rosal. Those are just a few names. I really don't want to express my feelings to calling names, and then other people feel like they're left out. But that is my greatest joy. I'm now also a worshiper. I think you know what that is. I do urban jazz gospel music because I believe that the orientation, the center of music, always goes back to God. He is the creator of all things, and He created music, and that's where I am today. I hope that I've answered the
Do you think, as you have answered our three questions already, do you think that there is a future for jazz music in Curaçao?
yes, there is. Um, the only thing that I want to say is we need to step out of the competitive zone and into more the unified zone, whereas we learn to look music. You never stop learning. You grow. You learn from each other. And once we have obtained that perspective and aspect of the musical life, I think that jazz music has a future on Curacao. Yes, I think.
Okay. Who are the local jazz artists you work with, or you have traveled with them and have concerts or shows with them?
There's quite a few names on the island that I love working with. Sadly enough, my best friend passed away, Walter Wout. I think you guys know him. He was one of the guys that inspired me when I got here. Also, Dave Ronchi Matthews, Marlon Conradis Lonte, um, uh, Uti Gregorio passed away also. Oh man. Um, and the younger guys that are coming up now, Elboy Josefa, um, uh, Christopher Wale, Jean-Jacques Royer. Oh man, you've got a lot of great talent on this island. I really love this place.